Hello everyone. I hope I'm audible. Hello everyone. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So as per the request, one of our group member requested for some real-time scenario, which he was seeing in his day-to-day work life. So we'll be taking that as an example and try to create one LB with his help of OOPS concept, which is our SALV table. Okay. So let me share the document first. What was his requirement, and then we'll go with the development. Okay. So let me share my screen again. Yeah. So this was the requirement from one of our group member. So the requirement was he is going to take material number as an input and date as a from and to. So he'll be putting a material number along with the date in the input screen. Okay, and this is the output he want to see in the ALB format, and he wants to use SALB table methods. Okay, so that's the OOPS concept. We are not going to cover that, but for this we'll see how to use that. Okay, and we'll see how to implement the logic for the same. So these are the fields which we are going to use, like it has to be display, and this is the logic which is available to take this. We'll be using these logics like to get the customer number. What it is written is that take that BBLN thing of BVAP table and pass it to BBK table and BBLN field and get the BBK corner thing. So that's how mostly in FS, this is not structured FS, but yeah, it's kind of report. We got that input and output and the logics. That can also be one way to get the requirement from the user, or the function converts the requirement of user in some document, and later on that can be formatted to structured function document. Okay, that we call it FS, functional specification. Okay, so this is also one way, and the next one is that structured one, or sometime what happens that the functional directly take the requirement from the user, and they ask the technical person verbally that go and create this kind of report, and these are the fields we want to use, and take this as a parameter to get in. Okay, so while we seeing this document, okay, the first thing should be your thing comes in the mind. What is our input screen? Okay, what will be our input screen? Do we need any button? Do we need any download option or anything? So here nothing is given, so they said okay, take the material number and the date range. Okay, and then use it for further processing, and they need to see this output in the ALB. Okay, and they said that if you want to take the material number, go for the BBAP table, and from there we can take the material number. So we have to first do one thing, that we have to take these fields in a structured manner, so that we can see which all tables belongs to one table, which all fields belong to the second table, which all fields, so that it makes easier to create the local structure, because we are not using all the fields, so we will not be using the standard table structure. Okay, we'll be creating our local structure in the program, and then we'll be using the final table later on after the logic, and then we will display it to the ALB screen. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Now the problem over here is that I want to be able to show two screens at a time only. I can show one screen, okay, which is either this document screen, or I can go with the SAP screen. Okay, so let me reset my screen. I'll show the SAP screen how we are going to do that. Okay, so let me open my SAP. Okay, let me see any option available to display multiple windows. No, there is no option available for multiple windows. So we'll create one some program. Let's suppose y I create y ALV report. Okay, so we can use x or y anything. Depends on the uh, naming convention we are using in the project, or the customer is saying that okay, I want to use only this naming convention. So you can use either g or either y. Okay, and title I can say real time ALV scenario. We'll give the type as executable so that we can execute the report. Okay, and save it as a local object. See, this is see, if I am going to do this in current session, it's not possible for me to do everything in a single session, because these kind of reports can take 2 to 3 hours to complete the logic and display it in the output screen. But let's see how much we can complete. Rest we can pick up tomorrow as well, so that's not a problem. So first thing we'll do is that we'll create one input screen. Okay, mostly what we do first is we create the types, right? Like which all data we want to display. So let's first do this input screen so that we can do it later on. Okay, so I'll create the input screen where we required one parameter. So how do we create the parameter? With parameters thing keyword. So p underscore Meitner type Meitner. Okay, and then we have select options. Okay, so we have to create the date. So we can say s underscore date, and we have to use the for operator from BBAP, right? Or we can use which date we can use. Mm, if any date field is available in these two. Okay, in the document they have not mentioned which table to use for the date part. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just use Mara table for now. Okay, and then later on we can change it. Okay, if we get any date field in this table which we are there in the document, then later on we can change the table. So right now I'll be using Mara, and then in Mara we have one field called ERSTA. Okay, so which is a type date. Okay, and then we'll go to the photo segment, text element, and then selection text, and here we can give the header for. Okay, we have to first activate save it, and let's go to text element, selection text. Okay, so with activates is required to go to the go to statement in the selection text. So if I simply activate it, let's change the selection screen text. So P Meitner will be giving the material number, just select the checkbox, and date we can say creation date. Okay, save it and activate it. Okay, now we have created the selection screen which was asked in the program, that material number should be given and created from and to should be given. So within this range, whatever the material is there, we have to use that. Okay, now we have to create the structures, right? We have been given some things actually, like fields we have to use. So we have to create a structure ty underscore. Then what all structures are required over here? Okay, so let me share my screen once. Okay, one sec. I'll try to share my whole screen so that it will make us easy to navigate. So if I share my whole screen, no, that's not feasible actually. Let me share my document again. See here. So the first thing developer should do is you divide these part, like which all fields are belong to table. Like BBAP table, we have one field. Then we have BBL and also from the BBAP tables. Okay, so two fields we got it. So either take one Excel table. Okay, so we can take one Excel, and that makes our work a bit easy. Okay, so I'll just create one Excel actually. And I'll divide the screen in two parts. Okay, now I can share my screen completely so that you can see that. entire screen. Okay. Okay. So now we have one Excel I have created file also in the right side. So I'll be using the table name as a header. Okay. So VBAP is the first table. The next table they are saying here is VBAK. Okay. And then third table they might be using. Here we can see if any more tables are used. VBKD table is used. Okay. So we can take the field of VBKD. Okay. And then we can see any other table they are following here. Okay, K and BB table also they are using, so we can take the field of K and BB. Okay, and after that any other table they are going to use, so that it will we'll bifurcate which all fields belongs to which table, and it will make us easy actually. Okay, and here they said discount value, pass this value and into this, and then get the PRCT element. Okay, so this table does not is not there in ECC. I think we have to use a HANA system. In my version, this PRCT elements table is not there. I checked in my last assignment as well. So if I go to SE16, okay, so if I simply save it, and I can show you also. So in HANA system, we have some other tables as well available. So if I just check in the display mode, see this table does not exist, okay, in my system. So I'll not take this field. And then we can use the LIPS. Okay, we can take the LIPS table, and then we have we have to take these fields. Okay, so let's we are not going to see all the fields. See, there are a lot of fields, and I got some logic and clear also which I have said to the person. So here they say that pass BBRP BBLN and get a BBRP BBLN. So this is not possible. Either you have to pass some other field from here and then get it from BBRP. Okay, or you already have a BBLN available with you, then what's the use of this document type? So that I did not understand. So once it is clear, we can take it. Okay. So now let's see which all fields are we have to take from the BBLN, BBAP table. Okay. So the first thing is that we have to take the material number. Okay. So we will take Metner. Then we have to take pass BBP Metner and get BBAP BBLN. So we have to take BBLN field as well from the BBAP table. Okay. Now pass this number, okay, BBLN number into BBK table, BBLN number. Okay, so we have to pass now in BBAK table and get the Kunnar from BBAK. So BBAK Kunnar we have to take. Okay, so now here I'm pasting the Kunnar. Why I'm pasting here is now we have to put a linkage also, right? So what is the linkage between BBAP and BBAK, which is a BBLN, which is our some billing document number or sales document number. Okay, so that now linkage is there. Okay, so this we have to anyhow do it because we have to do the read and other statement we have to use. So that's the reason I'm using the VLN also. And then this is all we have to find. And then customer reference, the logic is pass the BBK VLN, okay, into again BBK table, okay, and get the BBK BSTNK field. Okay, so it says get all the BSTNK field from BBLN BBK. Okay, so this also we have taken, and then say pass all BBP. That's fine. See, data validation can be done later on based on the requirement. We can modify the data. We can take all the values, or we can just pass or take only one value based on the requirement. We can take it. But the thing is, all the field values should be available first. Okay. Now the pass BBAP BBLN again and into BISC table BBAKD. Okay. In this BBLN field. Okay, and get the BBKD jet term. So now we have to pick this field. Okay, in from BBKD table. Okay. Now I'll be putting it in the again second thing. And what is the linkages? Which is BBLN. Now we have seen right here that pass this BBLN number into BBKD BBLN. So these are the primary key for these things. Okay. And we have to take this jet term field. Okay. So this is done. Now again next one is pass the BBAP material number and get the BBAP plant name. WRKS is plant. Okay. So we have already done this thing, and we'll be just using the WARKS. Now we can go to the next thing. So pass all the BBA key corner. Now it is coming here, right? Pass this corner number and two pitch table K and BB, okay, and get all K and B KOND field. So this field we have to pick KOND field, okay. So I'll copy this KONDA from KNBB, okay. So we'll write in the second thing. And what is the key here? Key here is we are passing the customer number to KNBB table, okay. So that's how we have to write the logic also. Select query also we have to write accordingly, okay, so that both the tables are matching, and it will help us to loop and read the statement actually when we are writing the final or processing logic, okay. Now it is saying sales order quantity as a quantity, okay. So pass all BBLN and get the BBAP this field, okay. So we have to take the this field of BBAP table. Now copy it again here. Now we have to get the ISO value also. So pass all BBAP VLN and get the same from the same table, okay. This also we can copy. Now discount value. So this field we have left, okay, because PRCD elements is not available in my system. So now we'll go to delivery number, okay. So how to get the delivery number is pass the material number, okay, and get the this BBLN number from LIPS, okay. So where's the material number we have in BBAP, okay. We will pass into LIPS, and what we have to get is we have to get the BBLN from LIPS table. And the next thing is pass LIPS maintainer and get the LIPS select image. So this is the delivery quantity. So we'll be taking delivery quantity also. Okay. And then billing doc. Okay. These two, now we are not going to use these fields. Okay. Thus it can be same logic for those also. Let's not increase the fields and let's start working on the part actually. Okay. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables we are going to use in our program, and we will fetch this information. We'll write some logic, and we'll try to create the final table and display in the ALB format with the help of our SALV, okay, which is nothing but our OOPS concept, okay. So I think let me half my screen, okay. So if I just go to the program SE38, okay. So for going to the OOPS concept, okay, so first thing you have to do is you have to use the OOPS terminologies actually. So what are the terminologies mostly we have? We have classes, we have method, we have type of methods, okay, we have type of section like private section or public section. So those kind of things you will have to use, and accordingly you have to fill the values over here, okay. So how to use those things over here, okay. So let's try to create something, okay. So we'll create one local class, we'll create some local methods, okay, public methods, private methods, we'll try to access. And so what's the sequence is actually, okay. So I'll tell you the sequence first. First we have to define the class, okay. Okay, now the second thing is inside class we have to define section. Means it can be uh, what it can be public section, okay, or it can be public methods we can use, public attributes we can use, okay, or it can be private, or it can be I think we have protected something, okay. So for now let's use two, okay. We will go further in some other classes, okay. And then we have to do class references done, then we have to do the uh, class implementation. We have to implement all the things like whatever we have defined here. Now we are going to write our logics, we are going to write the methods, what all operation has to be done, all those things we'll be doing it, okay. And at last inside this implementation only we will display the ALB, okay. So this much task we'll be doing it, and let's see how to do it. So guys, is my screen visible? Can you say yes or no on the chat, please? Is it clear to you guys? Because I have done the half actually, so For some people, it might not be clear, and that's the reason I'm asking over here. Say yes or no in this chat. I'm waiting, guys. It's clear. Great. Other people, is it not clear to you? Okay. So now we have to define the sections, okay, and the class, okay, everything we have to define and use it in our programs, okay. So let me see. You can take a snap or something for this much, okay. I'm extending the screen so it will make us work clearly, properly, and I can switch the tab, okay. So now I'll use the full screen, okay, and I'll use this Excel also along with that. Let me reshare my screen to the main program so that it's not flickering, because if I'm using continuous control tab, the screen might flicker, okay. Just give me one sec. Okay, fine. So we have to first create a class, okay. So how to create a class is, you can use the keyword class, okay, directly, and then we have to give the name actually, okay. So if I say my local class, okay, and then we have to press space. Now it will ask what you are going to do over here. Are you going to implement the class, or you are going to define the class, okay. So we are currently defining the class, so we'll use the keyword definition, and we'll just end it. So if you're writing the class, so it should close with keyword called end class, okay. So it's like an introduction, okay. So what all those things you are going to do, and that will be visible here. So class will be closed with end classes, okay. So these are two main thing over here. Inside that we can define our local variables, okay, local methods or the private methods. So how to use that and how to call that, so that we'll see. So if I want to create my structure first, okay, so how to create the structure, you know already that types and then begin of ty underscore. So first table I'll create as vbap, okay, and then end of ty vbap. That's how we'll be creating structures, okay. So we have to take 5 fields, right? So I'll copy directly from the Excel. So these are the 5 fields we have to use. Let me do the pretty printer. So Magna type is, okay, did I paste wrong place? Just give me a second. Okay. So we can paste now. Remove this VBAP. Matner is type Matner. Okay. Then BBLN is not a type of BBLN. It should be some different type. So VB, let's take it for now. Okay, I'll change it. And plants also we can take type WRKS underscore D, and KWMNG. I don't know what's the type for this, so we'll see that. Okay, I'll open a new session and we'll see the type for these two fields, SEction 11 and VBAP. Just give me a sec, let me check the type for this, because if we are giving the wrong data element, we will not be able to use it properly. So type for BBLN is BBLN underscore VA. Okay, so let me correct it. And then we have plant WRKS. So for that, the type data element we have used is, okay, WRKS underscore EXT So mostly it is underscore D only, but in this table it is there. So next field name is QWMENG. We'll be taking that. So the type for this is uh, same only, KWMENG, comma, and then NETWR. Okay, let's take the data element for this. So for this is NETWR AP, which is a currency 50 type. This okay. So this we have created the local structure for BBAPs only for now. Similar way we have to create for all 5. Okay, which we have seen. So we have to, and one more thing you have to remember that when you are giving the 5 field name and when you're selecting with the select queries, try to keep the fields in the sequence it is available in the field, so that it makes the table to get the desired fields on proper manner. So I think BBLN manner is the correct way. Let me re-verify it. So BBLN is first, Metnar is second. Okay, then we have plant. So plant is 69. Okay, so that is not the correct place for this. Okay, and then KW 66 49. Okay, so the network will come on top and then plant will come on the down. Okay, always give the sequencing. Okay, whatever the table it is there in the table format, the same way you have to give in the structure also, and select on the select query as well. Okay, so one structure is completed. Let's create the next structure, which is the TY then end of TY. Okay, so which all fields we had from BBAK? Let me copy and paste. So these 3 fields we have to take from the BBAK table. Okay, so one is BBLN, so we can directly copy from here. Okay, and then one is corner, so we can take the corner field. We can use a type. So let's see the type for the corner or the data element for this BBAK. Sorry. So the data element is KUNEG, Kunak, and we have next field available BSTNK type, and then what's the data element for this? Same. Okay, and the numbering is 39, so it is available at 39 number field. So I'll cut it, paste it, and here. Okay, so the third one or second one also created. In a similar fashion, we have to use the next one also. See guys, if you want, we can take this like total program later as well, but for now let's take only 2 part. Okay, BBK we want to fetch and this much. Okay, and complete program we can do it tomorrow as well. Okay, so for now let's do this much. Now we have to define the tables. Okay, so how to define the tables, LT BBAK or BBAP type table of TY underscore BBAP, and then work area, right? We have to define the work area. Okay, then next one is LT VBAK type table of TY underscore VBAK, and then work area type TY VBAK. Okay, we have created the local tables, we have created this, and we forgot one thing, we have to create the final structure also, right? Final table also we have to create. So let's create one more structure over here. Begin of types, begin of TY final, end of ty final. And then we how to create the final structure. Okay, so as we have seen, if I copy this whole part, okay, we can copy the whole part of the first structure. And if I copy the second whole part again from the same, because now BBLN and BBLN both the keys are available over here. If I try to do this, then we will get a syntax error saying that BBLN already exists. See, BBLN, if you want to use that, you have to give this another field name. Okay. So if I just use the syntax check, it will give me an error. Okay. See here, there is no public protected. Okay, we have to use the public and protected part as well in the program. Okay, so first you have to give the public section first, then only we can do this definition. Okay, public section, then check. Okay, see now here it says component called BBLN already exists. Okay, so if you think in your program you require this kind of BBLN or you want to modify or later, then what you can do is you can simply go, okay, and give the BBLN underscore one or any other name. Okay, then it will not give any syntax error. But if you think that no, we are not going to use this and it can be same throughout the program, then no need to use this field itself. Okay, now in the final structure we keep mostly the data which is identical. Okay, based on the primary keys. So here the primary key is VBLN, we have taken that, we have taken Metner, and all the other fields we have taken it. Okay, so we have created the structure for final table. Let's create the table also for the final table. So LT final, same way, type, okay, table of ty final, and then work area also final, type ty final. Okay, so now we have created the work areas and tables and local structure. Everything we have created now. Now we will require a reference actually, because we are going to use a SALV table. Okay, then in that case we will require some kind of reference of SALV table. Okay, so we'll be creating one reference actually. So why we create this? Because we are going to refer that in our program. Okay, so we have to do this data. I can say o underscore reference. Okay, type, and then we have not seen the type reference of right in the refer to. We have not seen this type in the our in our session, because I said that I'm not going to cover oops other for now. But when we use it, that time we can see the type reference to. So what it does, it creates the reference type of some object, actually class object or methods or anything. Okay, so the class name I think is cl underscore salv underscore table. Okay, so if I just double click on that to check whether it's correct or not, yeah, it's correct. So it's a class. Okay, and it has some methods. So what methods it has? It has ALB methods available for that. Like we have used our reuse ALB graded right there, and then we saw some methods like events or other things. So here also see here we have set data, we have display. So display we will be using to display our ALB. Okay, if you want to use the event, so that can also be used from here. Okay, with the help of that we will use this factory also. Okay, so we'll see how to use that. So if I just go again, I came back. Okay, now we have to create our methods. Okay, now here what we have done is we have just defined our attributes or the types or the tables. Now we have to define our methods. So that is a sequence, we follow it. Okay, then how to create the methods is methods. So if you have only one method, then we can directly create like that, or if you have multiple, then we have to go with chain operators. Okay, so first thing we can create is get data. Okay, so this is our first method. Like we'll be taking the data out, data from this select query or some logic we are going to write. Okay, the next one can be display data. So these two methods we are going to create. Okay, and we'll see how to use these methods. Okay, so this is what we mostly do with for the, like we have defined the tables, we have defined the table and what operation we are going to perform. We are going to first select the data, and the next we are going to display the data in ALV. Okay, so this is done. Our introduction for the class definition is completed. Now we have to create everything. Okay, so just give me one sec. Okay, so now we have to come with class. Okay, now this we have created a definition. Now we will be getting a implementation. Okay, we are implementing inside this. Okay, if I just list, and then we are getting the implementation. If I go and class, okay, see here. So we can create, we have to create, first define it, and then we have to implement it in the second part. Okay, so how to do this actually? And before that, we have to create a object actually. Okay, so before using, because what we are going to do is we are going to access the methods, we are going to access the factory method. So before that, we have to, let me comment it first, select the data first. Okay, so what we'll do is start of selection. Okay, in the start of selection, what we do is we write our queries, right? How to use the data and all those things. So here also we will be calling those programs. Okay, so let's do this. So first is data. Okay, now we need some kind of holder, okay, or pointer or something which holds all the information. Like it can access the method of the class, it can access this method, ticket data, display data, it can access these tables. Okay, so we need a pointer or method. Okay, so this is what oops ALB is very useful that time. We need some kind of object. Okay, then we created one object also. So how to create the object first? Okay, so we have to go, and then we can say l underscore obj. Okay, this is the object we are going to create, and then type refer to. Okay, so this is always, see, when moves above, we always use the type refer to of all the object. Okay, and then which class we are going to use. So we are going to access the information of this class, right? Local class. And then we are going to access these tables, we are going to access these methods. So we can use it with the help of this object actually. First we have to define it, and then we have to use this statement called create object, then log. Now it will create an object in the memory. Okay, and this can hold any information which we are assigning to this object. Okay, so now if you want to access some table or method, like we have created the methods right here, like get data or display data. Now we can actually, what we can do is we can call l object. Okay, now we have to use these symbols. Okay, these are the symbols to get the access of methods and classes, and then we can call our get data method. This, that's all. Okay, so that's how we can call the get data methods, and we have to give space. Okay, then again we have to use the display data. Okay, so how to use, see, if I press space also, it will give me that what else you can access. See, I can access display data, I can access get data, because it's a public section we can access. So there are some properties we have, like public, private. Okay, line number 58. I need to, just give me a sec. Okay, this one. So this is we are calling, see, what we have done in our, what we call in most ALB actually. So that time we created a field catalog, right? So in field catalog we were storing all the properties, right? That it should have this column weights, it should have name, it should have this event, it should have X, or it should have weights, all those things. And then we have ls underscore layout, right? So we created layout thing. For the same purpose, okay, for the same purpose, we have this reference be in this table, SLV tables. It holds all events and the attributes. Okay, so if you like, if I go to attributes tab, okay, so in this there are some values are available or parameter available. You want to give some kind of layout. Okay, so if I say, if I want to use some settings, okay, some display or layout, in the layout we give that what we call the green or red color thing. Okay, all those things can be accessed with this table interface only. Okay, class interface. So if you see the properties here, okay, see basic class for simple tables. So this is for SALV table, we call it simple class, and this is the mostly used table for the OOPS actually. Fine. If you're not clear, we can discuss it in next section more, and one to one also I can tell you. Okay. So now we have created the object on everything. Now we have used the startup selection we have done, and then we are calling these methods. Okay. Now we will be requiring the implementation. So where do we implement this? We implement this in the class implementation. Now we have to write the logic for this get data. Okay. So how to write the logic for this get data? Okay. So we have to use it in our implementation tab only. Okay. So let's create it. So first one is method. Okay. And then what's the method name? Get data. Okay. And method should end with end method. So this you all make sure you are keeping in mind. You have to close this information. Okay. So inside that we are now implementing our logic. Like we have to select the data based on the inputs, right? So that we have to do over here. Okay. Now what's the first table for us? Okay. Let's check first. It will give me some error actually. Let's see. Okay, implementation missing for display data. Okay, so let's keep some implementation for this also method. What is the implementation name? Display data, and then end method. Okay, let's see if any other error comes. Okay, so there is no error. Now we'll write our logics to get the data, means like select query we are going to write. Okay, and to display the data like we did reuse underscore ALB, right? ALB list. So that we will see here actually. Okay, guys, are you with me, there with me currently? Say yes or no. See, these OOPS concept are like we have to focus more. First we should know the basics of like what is a method, what is the attribute, what is the class, which all type sections are available. So all those things first we should have knowledge. But just because this was given by one of our group member and he was having some difficulty to understand, so we have taken this up. Okay, but this also requires some basic understanding. Okay, here I'm just showing you how we can implement this so that he can get some idea and then he can build the program in his real time. Okay, but all those things like how why we are giving the symbols, why we are creating the object. Okay, so this all cannot be covered in single class. Okay, but you will get the fair idea of what all steps we have to follow to do this kind of LB. So guys, are you there with me? Only I can see one answer. Other guys, yes or no? Navratan says yes. Seba says yes. Rest, I cannot see any comments. Are you not getting or any problem you are facing? Okay, so now let's write the logic to get the data. So first is select. Okay, we'll take directly from the main table, which is our BBAP. Okay, because he's in the logic it says that first we have to pass the material number into this table. Okay, and get the output. Sorry. So we'll take directly. Okay, mostly time just copy and paste and delete the other data which is not relevant. Okay, from VBAP into table. We have created one local table LT underscore VBAP, Okay, and what's the next we give? Where Meitner equals to p underscore Meitner and date. So okay, see for date thing in the document they have not mentioned anything that which date they want to consider. Okay, they have not given any output screen like how to use the date in the select screen. Are we going to pass in BBAP or VPAK or anywhere? So I'm not going to use that date over here for now. Okay, so we'll use only the material thing. Okay, and if size of ours is fine, okay, same again. Then what we do is we sort the table, sort lt underscore VPAP. See, I told you right. We should have a basic actually first, and then we'll sort the data with VPLN. Why I'm sorting with VPLN? Because this is the primary key for the next table also. And if you don't know which table, then do not do the sort thing. First, fetch the data from the other table. Then that time you can do the sort based on the field it is required. It can be Metner also. It can be VPLN also. Okay. But currently, I know that next table we are going to use the uh, key field as BBLN only. Okay. See here in this BBAK. So I'm using directly BBLN only. Okay. So this is done. Now what the next statement is if this is not initial, like LTBBF is not initial, okay, means it should have some data. Then only we should go for all entries. Okay, you know the basics, like how to use the for all entries. What are the prerequisites for that? So we have to should not be initial. Otherwise, we will be getting all the data available in this table actually. Okay, the table where we are passing this entry, and it can give us the dump in the runtime error when we are doing this in production. Okay, so select three fields. We have three fields here in this table, so copy this. Okay, and then simply paste it here. And okay, so these three fields we are going to use from this table. From VBAK into table lt underscore VBAK. Okay, see, mostly what people do is that when they are writing a query, they first go to VBAK table. This is a header table, and then they got the BBLN number, and then they pass the information to VBAP table, which is our item table. Okay, but here the logic they have given is that we have to go with the Metner number. Okay, and Metner is not available in the BBAK, so we have to go first to the BBAP table, which is our item table, and then we have to move to a BBAK table with the help of VBLN. Okay, so which is our sales document number. So now we have to use the for all entries in. So for all entries in this table, okay, and then where VBLN equals to uh, LTBBAP BBLN. Okay, so this is the query we are going to pass. So we are not going to pass any other thing. Okay, this is all for this thing, and then save it. And for this also do the science awards check. Okay, so there might be possibility that we are not getting the information in this table. So that's the reason we should always put the size of RC after the select statement. Okay, so once it is done, sort the table. So what's the table name? LTBBAK ascending by our main field, which is our BBL. Okay, now we have sorted both the tables with BBL, and it will make us easy to read the information. While if you're doing the looping or we are doing the read statement, it will make us easy, and we can use the binary search as well because we have sorted the tables. Okay, now we have written here that if is not initial. What if it is initial, like it does not have SD data? So in that case what we can do is we can put the else condition that give a message. Okay, what message? See here we are not using any class, we are using the hard coded message over here. Otherwise we can use some class or standard class that uh, data not found in VBAP table. So there is a possibility like someone is putting wrong material number, and that time we cannot we will not get the data. Okay, and then go on. Okay, so just simply save it, and that's all. So let's see if this much is working or not. Okay, first before moving further, so if I simply activate it, okay, that got activated, and let me put a debugger over here and simply execute it. Here it's asking for material number, so if I say 1234 and simply execute, so now it will go to the debug mode. Let me share my screen again. So the screen is visible now. Okay, so what we passed is 1234 in this table. Okay, and then did we get the output? See, you can see the size of RC value is 4. It means the data was not found. Okay, so then if we go here and if I simply execute it, it will give me a message saying data not found in the BBP table. Okay, so we'll have to reset the screen. Now this time what we'll do is we'll take the proper data which is available. Okay, which is available. One sec, guys. Where is the page? Yes. Okay. So now we got the output as data not found in BBP table. Okay. So now let's this time I'll give one proper data which is available in the table. So let me go in the BBAP table. I'll just simply execute and take any material which is there in the table. Okay. So see, we are not giving the dates, and also it might uh, reduce the performance of the program actually. Okay, so try to give as much as key possible in the tables. Okay, and get the output, but it's just a sample or a demo program. We are just going with one material, and it will not impact the program much. But in the real business scenario, when we are doing it, try to get the keys like date and all things, so that we are shortening the output. Okay, so let's suppose if one material is available 10,000 times, so if you're not giving any date range, then that much value will be available. Okay, so I got the material now, so let me go to the screen. So the material which is there in the table is B109. Okay, so if I simply execute it, go to desktop 3, and let me share my screen again, so that you can see in the debug mode. See, if when we go to the debug mode, we can see how the program is working. Okay, how it is flowing, how the logics are working. So that is very important sometime to go in the debug mode and check the logics also. Okay, now I am in debug mode. So if I search in BBAP, see, we got 27 records over here, and the size of RC value is 0. So it means if I go to BBK table, I might get some more value over here. Okay, so if I press F5 and then F5, okay, here also we got some value in BBK table. So we got 27 record in BBAP as well. BBK table also we got the same record. And now here the values also coming for BBLN along with VSTNK and Conner. Okay, so now let's merge this table in one final table. Okay, and then display the final table in the ALB. So for that we have to write some more code. Guys, are you there with me? See, these kind of things require some patience. So we'll do the same thing, loop. See, we can create one more method there. We can give the logic over there, or we can use the same method there. We can do the processing. Okay. Now here we are looping LTBBAK. This is our item table. Okay. Into WLW BBAK. Okay. So now the question is, which table we should go first? Okay. We can go with BBAK also. Okay, we are getting the same record. I don't know whether it's a unique record or see, in BBAK we will get only the unique record. Okay, one BBLN number will get, okay, at a time, but one BBLN can have multiple material available in this table. Okay, so this table can hold much data compared to BBAK. Okay, so I'm looping BBAK for now. Okay, we can loop the BBLN based on the logic also. Like if you want all the rows or data, then you can go with that. Else, if you want only the row from BBAK, which is our header table, then go with the BBAK first. Okay, so now we can write here. Okay, first, if BBAK is not initial. Why? Because see, if it is empty, then no need to go into the loop thing. Okay, if you do not get the data for this table, there is no need to go inside the loop and checking whether the table is data is available or not. So we'll say is not initial. Always try to do this initial check. Okay, and then do this. Okay, let's format it. Now we do the loop part. Okay, so once it is not initial, what we have to do is we will loop our LTBBAP table. See, we have seen two methods to read the data. One is again loop into loop, and then loop at read statement. Like if you want to read only one line for that material or the line item number, that time we can go with read statements. So we'll be applying loop and loop again over here. We can use the read also. Okay. So based on your requirement, you can do that, and then into LWVBAP where. Okay. Now we are going to restrict the record, because see, it has 27 record, it also has 27 record. If you are not giving the where condition, okay, then it will loop 27 multiply by 27 times. So we have to restrict only for whatever the item material we are getting in this VBLN. We have to restrict for that only. So VBLN equals to, and then for this VBLN. Okay. Now it will loop the data. Now we have to fill the final table. Okay, so once the data is available, we can fill our final table. So what's the fields for the final table? So these are the fields for final tables. Okay, copy it. Sorry, let's copy it over here, and then fill the table from the final table. Okay, then what is the work area name we had, like LW underscore final, and then we can copy. See, do the repetitive work in proper manner. Okay, delete, you can delete it some later. Try to use the shortcuts of keyboard. Do not use mouse much, so it will save your time. And see here, I'm not using the mouse anymore. Then we can delete these things which is not necessary. If you type everything, it will take a lot of time for you. So no need to do the repetitive task and write everything. Okay, so we can use as equal operator again. See, there are ways actually. You can do in your way also, but to save the time, sometime we have to work fast. Okay, and then see, now we have to fill the assign the values to final table. Okay, so BBLN we can access in list field. In BBAK itself also we have BBAK available. Then hyphen, and see, BBLN we can find here. Okay, and then close the statement. Where do we have Medner? Medner is there in where BBAP table we have Medner. In the BBAK we don't have Medner, right? So we have to give LWBBAP, okay, and then Medner. Okay, if you'll give the BBAK Medner, it will give you the error saying there is no component available for this field. Okay, and then network also we have in BBAP table. Okay, and WR, then KWMENG also we have in this table. So let's see BBAP only. See here, if we change the sequence of these fields now, final table data we are filling, it will not make much problem because only the data when we are selecting, right? And that time it makes sense that we should not give the wrong numbering. So here now we are mixing the data, right? So we have two tables or three tables, or we can have five tables data. So what we mostly do is, I'll tell you. So these two fields we don't have available in BBAK, so it is in the BBAK table. Okay, so BSTMK, and then copy it, and then corner, which is customer number. So what we do is that, see, now it is mixing BBAK, BBAP, BBAK. So what we do is simply cut it, okay, and paste it after the main thing, okay, so that all the BBAK data will be in the same sort and that this thing will be at the same time, because it's filling the value one by one, so there is no issue. You can do like that also, okay. Now append work area table, right, data to final table, and then clear work area, right. This is the practice we follow. Now we have data available in our LT final table. Okay, guys, it's been more than 1 hour. So you want to continue? Me to continue, or you want me to continue, or like you want to see it tomorrow? Say yes or no. Like say today or tomorrow in the comments. Now at least it will take 15 to 20 more minutes to complete this. Sorry, guys. Yes, today or tomorrow. Please type today or tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow. Please continue. Okay, if two more statement I got the same, then I'll follow the same process. So at least write today two times or tomorrow two times, people. Today, one today. Okay, we'll continue. Okay. So now we have fetched the data. Our table data is ready with us in the LT final table data. Okay. Then now we have to display the data, right? So last time what we did is we created our uh, local field catalog, and then we use that, right, and then we give us reuse underscore ALB, okay, to the order. For that we have here the factory methods available, right. I told you that we have something called factory, okay, so that we'll be using it over here, okay. So let's use it. So now we have used the display method. See, cat data is fine, completed, okay. Now we have to use the display data. So how to display data over here is that we have to create one method actually, and then we can use our CL class thing, right. So we have created this part, right. In the top we have created this reference table to this thing, then we'll call the class method over here, okay. So see, there are we can call it with from the pattern also, like object and then message, okay, all those things we can do. So if I want to pattern, then call function, then message, and class if I want to call, we can call directly here, okay. So mostly I write myself how to call this thing actually, so I'll be using that. So how to use the method of, so this is the way we call the method, okay. So we have factory method available, factory, okay. Inside the factory method we have to pass some parameters, like we have function module, right, like we have importing, exporting, then exception. So likewise we also have factory methods available, okay. So in factory methods, what we are passing over here is, first is importing, the next one is exporting. Okay. Okay. In the importing parameter, what do we pass? Okay. So if I just simply go in the factory method of this thing, okay, see, I think it will be visible to you in just 2 seconds. So here we are calling an object called RSALV table, okay, and it will create the object, it will use a container, all those things will be done with this RASLB table actually, okay. And RSLB table is same defined with the SEL SLB table, like we have also used in the reuse ELB, right, that we have to keep the same field catalog kind of thing, and we have to use that's list T field cat. So similar way we also use the same thing here as well, okay. So we have to pass this parameter, okay, RSLB table. So here we are not getting it, but if I call it from the pattern, automatically this thing will be coming. And now what's the object for this RSLB table? So we have already created an object for us, right, here in the top. So if I'll go here, see OO reference. So this will be passing to that parameter. Okay, so that is done. Now we have to pass the exporting parameters. Okay, or exporting is not required here. We will be using the changing parameter. Exporting is not there. Okay, so in the changing parameter, what we are doing is that we are passing a table thing. Okay, so there is a field called T underscore table for this method. If I press control space, it will give me, okay. And if I'm importing, if you want to pass something else also, it will give me the exception RSLP. So all those things can be taken from here. Okay. So don't get confused at how do I know that. So we have already worked on, so we know have this idea. We can call the from pattern also. You can call this method actually. Okay, giving the class name and method names, and that will be easy. Okay. Now we will close it. So this is all we do in the class method things, and then close it. What it will do is it will create a structure, container, and object. Everything it will do with this help of factory method, okay, of this class method. Okay, so if you'll Google this, you'll have more idea on that. So we don't have a definition over here. One sec. See, get new instance of ALB table object. If you can see my screen, so if you are using this, it will create a instance of ALB table object. Now we are going to create a table, right? So that it will be creating inside that. So that's the reason we are calling it. Okay. But sometimes what happens, it does not get created. For that we have to create the exceptions. Okay. So how to create the hold the exception? Like when we are doing something and something goes wrong, there we always get the dump. Okay. We always get the dump. Early it will take 2 or 3 more minutes. We are done with that ALB. Okay, just bear with me. I know it's a bit late, but I was trying to complete this. Okay, so it should not give any dump. Okay, it should not go to SE22. If you are getting some error, then we should handle the error. Okay, so how do we handle the error in oops alert is try and catch. Okay, these are also some advanced topic we have to learn. Okay, how to use a try and catch, how do you assign the exceptions, that also can be done. Okay, so we have to create one object over here with the help of for the message actually. So we can create L underscore message, which is our local message. Again, type refer to. Okay. See, there are a lot of many things which we do on day-to-day basis, and that time we can only understand. See here. So when I was typing CX underscore CLB message, so it's a message type of reference. Okay. So if I just double click on that, it is also class interface CSSLB message. Okay, inside that what we get is text, long text, messages, position, where we got the error now everything. Okay, so we are referring this ls message type reference to this, and then we'll use the try and catch over here. Try, okay, that try means if any error comes, do not go for any dump. Okay, just let us know that if you are going for dump. Okay, and then we use the catch here. Okay, like if this statement get failed, then it will automatically come in the catch statement. Okay, and then we can pass this message to whatever message is coming into our message type. So this holds all the messages, and that's why we give the type. See, always we have to use the same type, that only then only it will fill the information to L message, otherwise it will not fill. Okay, we'll see in debug what is the structure for this L message. Okay, and it will make us easy to see. And then we have to end the try thing. Okay, so 3 block comes try, catch, and try. So now Just try and catch. See, if I'm just hovering here, it's all coming in the black. Try, catch, and try. Okay. So just save it. Check if any error. Okay, there is a warning that we can ignore, but there is no error, so no problem. And at the last, what we have to do is that this reference thing. Okay, how we use the reference thing with this, and then we can call the display method. Okay, so we saw this display right over there inside that SALV thing. I told you that we are going to use this TS display thing. Inside that there is lot of what is written like controller, the display. Inside that it will be creating this class and methods. Okay, so we just display it. Okay, save it and check it if any error is there. There is no error. Activate the code. Okay, before going to the output, guys, are you there? Like, did you get the final table content? Did you get the factory thing? Just write factory on the comment factory. Then we'll see what's the output. Write factory, please, so that I'll let to know you are there with me. Navratan says okay. Guys, make it fast. We'll close it soon. Okay, so if I simply execute this thing, give the material number first. Let's give 1234. Okay, and it will give me the output that data not found. Okay, Hamid, just 1 second, it's done. Okay, and we see we have not put the stop. That's why we are getting this ALV also. We have to use this also, and then if I give the real material which is there, then it will show me the output. Okay, see, now we can see the output in the screen. We have sales document available, we have material number available, net value, quantity, plant, purchase order number, sold to party, all those things came, and all 27 record came. But you will be seeing here that the toolbar is not available. We cannot sort this information, we cannot download this. We can do from list or export, but here it is not coming. The toolbar options are not coming, this search option is not coming, page next option is not coming. So this was the basic thing. We have done it. For that, we'll have to use the PF status again. Okay, the PF status which we have used to create the toolbar buttons and all, right? So that we have to do in the this program, and then we can use that in the PF status part. Okay, and that's how we can do it. So that's all for today, guys. We can create the ALV like that. We can write the logic like that. Okay, we can call the factory method to do this ALV instance, and then later last we can call the display method. Okay, to display the ALV. Thanks, guys, for joining this call. Let's meet tomorrow. Good night. Bye.